Hello, everyone, and welcome to WCXX The Hammer. It's late night with Mad Manners. I'm your host. We're coming to you wherever you are, coast to coast, in the USA on the best music channel in the land. And what a crazy day here we've had at WCXX with Mikey B having having your gears turned, and then some crazy stuff from Kirk, Simple Steve, and Mikey B when they were talking about pizza toppings. Incredible stuff. So Justin, let's open the phone lines because I'm sure everyone wants to get in on this action. But incredible for Kirk to pick pepperoni and meatballs as his favorite pizza toppings. I mean, I think this is unbelievable. Simple Steve with Italian sausage and mushroom was a good pick. And Mikey B, lowbrow, buffalo chicken and onions, no surprise, but incredible draft picks in the pizza topping draft. Welcome to the show. Hello.
Hola,
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Who's this?
Rich from Miami. Greetings from the Sunshine State.
Great. How are you?
Good. I had a quick question. So I'm a big tennis fan. Like the last major sporting event I can remember watching was the Aussie Open. Always wanted to go. And they did a whole pre-show talking about Vegemite. Want to know your experience with that, when you were exposed, and if you'd recommend.
I am a massive Vegemite fan. Have it for breakfast almost every day on toast. I would recommend you all try it. It's salty, yummy stuff.
I'll give it a shot. Love the show. Keep up the good work.
Thanks for the call. Yeah, so just incredible stuff here at WCEX today with Kirk Minihane going for pepperoni and meatballs. Has he not heard of capers, olives, anchovies, artichokes, some smoked ham maybe on your pizza? I mean, there's so many more options. It was just incredible stuff here this morning at WCXX. Hello, you're live on air at WCXX, late night with Mad Manners.
Hey, what's Sauce and Manners? This is Neil in Boston.
Hey.
Not a fan of Vegemite. Thinks it tastes like ass. Question on movies. If you could rank the Mad Max series 1 to 4. So Mad Max, Thunder Road, Thunderdome, and Fury Road. Just want to know your thoughts on ranking those. Australian legends. So go ahead.
All right, well, thanks for the question. Look, I didn't see the newest Mad Max, so I can't rank the fourth one. But the first film is legendary here in Australia. I think you just cannot go past the sort of the rawness of the original Mad Max. It was sort of gritty, and you saw Mel Gibson kind of very, I think he was in his element. So I'm going to go the first one. Thanks for the call. So, Mad Max Talk Vegemite's got a very Australian theme to the show today. Now, look, I will say there was some fallout from the last edition of Late Night with Mad Manners. There was some controversy that I didn't take a call from a particular Tiny Pappy about my restaurant in Sydney. Now, I've had a good chat with Pappy about this since that recording on the Discord voice chat. And I agree 100% with Kirk, Steve, Mike, even Medium Pappy himself. I should have just taken the call up front and got ahead of it. I was triggered by his stupidity. And look, really stupid people with really stupid questions sometimes makes me angry. And I'm not going to fucking apologize for that either. But I should have just taken the call, got it over and done with, and moved on. So big mistake. Medium Pappy's a fucking asshole, though, for calling up about a stupid question that he knows nothing about. Hello, do we have a caller on the line?
Hey, Andrew. Thanks for taking my call. I wanted to get your opinion on the worst TV actor, that you've seen. So I watched a couple episodes of the Mindy Project a couple weeks ago, and I just think Ike Barinholtz is just the worst TV actor that I have ever seen. So I wanted to get your opinion on who's the worst TV actor ever.
Good question. Well, this person's done his research because Ike is a good friend of mine, recorded a podcast with him last month. So he's just trying to wind me up there. But yeah, Ike was fantastic on the Mindy Project. He's a brilliant actor. I had a good chat with him on Piccolo's podcast. If you want to go and listen to that, wasn't Tom Hanks as was suggested by Big fucking Simple Steve. It was Ike Barinholtz. But yeah, I think he's a great actor. Hello, you're live on air. Hello.
What up?
What up? Welcome to Menners Late Night with Mad Menners on WCXX.
How you doing?
How you doing? What's happening? What's your question?
How are you doing during this Corona time?
I'm doing okay. I mean, it's a tough time for everybody.
What about your employees that you fired?
Yeah, so I Latino Kirk. Now I know that accent. I did not fire any employees. In fact, we closed our business after the government relief packages were announced. So our employees were well and truly looked after. And when we reopen in a few weeks, they will all be coming back to work very happily. But thanks for the call. Good question. All right, now I've got some sounds from the Kirk Minahan show to spin off from this program. And let's just have a listen to the fallout from the Late Night with Mad Menners from Tuesday.
Also said that he cannot go on Mike and the Minifans anymore.
No.
Because Mike and the Minifans was so bad the other night. Menners doesn't want to ruin his brand by going on Mike and the Minifans, which I like. That made me laugh.
I saw that, yes.
Well, that's a lie. Hello, I'm just finishing a point as per Kirk's instructions. As I was saying there on Mike and the Minifans, I never said I wouldn't go on. I'm considering whether I should go on again until Mike settles on a format and gets the show up to standard. So I haven't put a ban on it yet, but it could be coming. Sorry, caller. Kurt told me to finish a point before continuing on. He sent me a DM about it. Continue the point before taking the call. So, yes, I'm ready for you now.
Hey, this wasn't me, okay? This is Latino Kirk. Don't
Hello?
imply that I'm calling you, okay?
You have a very thick accent, sir. Can you speak a little bit clearer?
Yeah, fuck you, first of all. Second of all, I defended you on Twitter, okay? So be grateful.
I know. What's the
So how you
question?
doing?
Okay. I'm doing really well. Thank you. I did notice your little dig at me in your Life Loser Challenge yesterday. What was the phone number you're going with? It's a good one.
The Easter egg there?
What?
Hello?
Hello, what did you say?
Did you see the Easter egg there?
No, I didn't.
You should
I only got
watch.
about 10 minutes into the show before I thought about jumping out a window. So
Hey, I just want to see how you're doing.
I'm doing well,
doing a
thanks.
good job. All right.
Thank you. Love you.
Okay,
I do
bye.
really love you. Take care. Bye.
All right.
All right. Now, this is, I'm going to have a listen
And
to
so
this.
somebody's trying to call him and ask him a basic question last night, which I can confirm. I talked to somebody who knows Menners of that restaurant he has in Australia.
Yeah.
Menners laid off employees
Yeah.
during this Corona thing, laid them off and is not paying them or not helping them at all. Steve can confirm this. We've been working on it, Steve.
Now, that is a lie, a 100% lie. So, as Jerry Callahan will attest, Kirk is a good liar. And he did another good lie there. Sorry, do we have a caller? No, good. I'll continue then. Of course I didn't fire my employees, and I'm 100% sure none of my employees have been in contact with Kirk. Kirk's relative that lives in Australia is or has been quite a frequent customer of my cafe, which is quite a coincidence. Hello.
Good day, mate.
G'day, mate.
Sir,
Your accent is much better than Kirk's.
You fired me. I can't feed my children, sir.
You cannot feed your children. Oh, well, they'd probably deserve to die.
Fired me with your shitty 2-egg restaurant.
Very good accent. Do you have a question? Okay. All right. I did see Kirk was telling everyone on Discord to try and ruin the show tonight, that fucking asshole. All right, here's another bit from the last KMS show or two ago. Yes, take this call first. Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm just kind of curious to see what your reaction to Steve making threats to you to keep his wife's name out of your mouth. How that's going? If you're planning on just kind of talking about his wife, anyways.
Okay, good. Let's get into it. So, I mean, well, let's just play some sound. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, we just start hanging. Is that not? Am I wrong? I mean, I know. Look, we love Manners, but is that? I know.
He does
Look,
love
Steve, this
Manners.
should be your moment. I mean, you should be. Why am I killing him?
I think that he should keep my wife's name out of his mouth. That fucking Australian cunt, or we will destroy his businesses.
What a fucking asshole. I mean, I never mentioned his name, his wife's name. All I alluded to was the fact that I would like to get her on the show, and I would still like to. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. It's one thing if I tried to find her, full name and tracked her down at work and invited her, but I haven't done that. So I was just joking. I would love to have her on because I'm sure living with Steve is an experience which she could probably attest to. And I'm sure he's fucking weird in bed. DC was alluding to like all sorts of things like pegging and stuff that he's heard from Steve before. So I was just having a bit of a laugh about it. Of course, I wouldn't actually go out and find his wife. That poor woman is suffering enough.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, that was just my question. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. And now we see the real Steve Robinson because, I've been going on since he came into the KMS world that he's a lying fucking snake. And hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to prove that with some pretty substantial stuff. But just listen to this. He just lies
Whoa,
so easily.
Whoa, he said your wife's name?
He brought her up on his show.
Okay, just go. Whoa, he said wife's name. Now, Steve could not answer the question honestly because I never said his fucking wife's name. I don't know what her name is. Fuck it. I hope it's not as bad as Noba or something. But yeah, so I never mentioned her name. And instead of actually saying to Kirk, no, he didn't mention her name, he just lies.
Whoa, he said your wife's name?
He brought her up on his show.
He brought her up,
Yeah.
you fucking lying snake. So, so Steve just lies. Again, tries to make me look like I'm trying to dox his wife, as if I'd mention her actual name. But if you've got it, please DM it to me. Sorry, do we have a call? Hello. Hola. Who's this?
Do you think Steve's wife has palm-sized titties?
I don't know. I'd like to imagine that she does.
And the Willy Wax of Maine.
What? Okay. Well, maybe she does have palm-sized titties. We'll ask Steve when he comes on Menace to Midnight or Late Night with Mad Menace. All right, I got another clip from the last show or 2 shows ago. Have a listen to this.
I love the fact that people like Menners think that, people want to call him and ask him stuff.
Well, people need content. Makes sense.
I mean, what I want from Menners.
Okay, that's the wrong sound clip.
I'll throw another curveball. Is
we go.
Manners actually
This is
Australian?
it.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, he's trying to say, am I an Aussie? Of course I'm an Aussie. That's a stupid question. Born in Sydney. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hey, Menners, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. So you mentioned that your wife was from the UK, England, and I was just wondering. I'm pretty big into football myself. I was just wondering.
I'm a Spurs fan.
I was just wondering if you had a favorite football team. I happen to prefer Chelsea, but I didn't know if you had one yourself.
Yeah, I'm a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I'm not a huge football fan though. But yeah, I've been to plenty of Tottenham games in the past. Yeah, they're a pretty good team. I've been actually smashing FIFA 20 since this lockdown. So playing. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hi, this is Blind Mike's dad.
Oh, Blind Mike's dad. What's your question?
Why did you fire all your employees? Shouldn't you help feed the people in your shitty town?
Yeah, well, I didn't fire my employees. Unfortunately, our government is very good at looking after its citizens.
Why don't you help?
Of course, I help. I've been very, very good. As I said, we didn't close any of our services until after the packages were announced. But as I said the other night, this is just boring. Does anyone really want to hear about this stuff? It's supposed to be about the KMS world, the KMS, YouTube channel.
Shut up. You suck.
You suck too.
You're the worst.
You are worse. Alrighty. So, yeah, I just pissed off with, Steve for all that bullshit about his wife, as if I was going to dox his poor wife. She's got enough to deal with, married to that fucker. You can imagine he's like a psychopath at home. If he gets home and like this thing's not in the right place, he probably gives her a good seeing to. Yeah. Anyway, so that's from that fallout from the last show. Now, I want to talk about the Minna ladies. I've also got a stack of listener questions. So you can probably, Justin can probably hear me, but you can send some live questions in on the chat if you can't ring in. I've got a stack of questions which I'll go through. But fantastic lead in for the show tonight, Mad Men is at night. Fantastic leading with the Minna ladies. Boy, it was a great Minna ladies episode tonight. Sorry, hello, caller.
Hi, man. How you doing, my man? I just wanted to know what side of the, Americans, we drive in the left hand of cars. The Australians drive on the right?
Correct. Yes, we do.
All right. In all seriousness, you said you were 6'3". I am, no, I am
I'm not 6'3". I'm 5'3".
I am
5'3",
6'5", and I have to unbolt like the seats and shit for certain cars. Like, do you have to need like a booster seat or like a cane to reach pedals or anything like that?
No, but it is funny. So, when you get in the car, you pump the seat up as high as you can get it so I can sort of see above the wheel. And then, if someone wants to get in the car to drive it after me, they actually can't get in because the seat's so high. There's not enough room to fit between the wheel and the seat. So, I don't quite need a booster seat, although I could probably do with one. But it's hard for the person coming in next.
Everything I buy, I need to have sunroof. So I can either have it open so my damn head sticks out, or I can need that extra clearance, man. Like I could never own a Miata, and I need a Miata.
I don't even know what that is.
Keep rocking on, Matters.
Thanks for the call. There was actually someone made a comment about the staff I hire at the cafe. I hire tall staff. That's actually true. Like I'm not in the cafe much anymore. But even before we closed, as I tried to tell Medium Pappy, I'm a silent partner, although that didn't seem to deter him. I actually used to hire tall staff to reach the top shelf because it'd be no good having a ton of staff my height because we wouldn't be able to get the bread down and stuff. So that actually is not fake news. All right, caller. Hello. Hello. Calls have been good tonight so far, Justin. Anyway, so let me get back to the Minna ladies because what a super hot lineup of Minna ladies to lead in tonight. Brandy, Tara, Lauren, and Lindsay. Whew, it was a pretty hot show. Hello.
Hey, Manners, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Hey, listen, sorry, I know you were just trying to get a call in about the ladies, but
no, it's fine. I'm just bullshitting.
On kind of kind of on a separate topic. I wanted to have like an actual conversation about Blind Mike. And
oh, good. I love these.
Well, I mean, I think
this is and what's your name, sir? What's your name, sir? Welcome to WCXX. Andy. Thank you. Well, I'm Andy. You're Andy. Andy. Okay. So, Andy, yeah, this is what this show is about, calling in and digging in about these big issues. What are your thoughts around Blind Michael Geary?
Well, here's the idea, right? Is that I feel like so much of the debate on Twitter is, should we have Blind Mike or should we not have him? But if we dig a little bit deeper, the question to me more becomes, is he essential to the show? Right. I mean, if we were to go forward and have the Kirk Minihane show without Blind Mike, would it make a whole lot of sense? Would we have the same kind of product, or could we go forward with just Kirk and, either a rotating cast of people or Steve as that second voice? can we just do without the guy? Because frankly, I'm just fucking sick of him. I'm just sick of all the bullshit. I'm sick of the idea that every time he does one of these stupid things, we as a community have to make this decision, either defend him or, you know, call him an asshole. And it just gets tiring. So I'm curious on what your thoughts are.
Well, I mean, there's a lot in that call and a lot in that question. I guess, firstly, I'm not sure they could do the show just Kirk and Steve. I mean, Steve's a drip, a 0, a -20 talent-wise. So it wouldn't be a great show if it was just Kirk and Steve. And we even saw early
Come on.
before Mike was on the show that Kirk and Steve, they don't really gel creatively. So I do think you need another voice on the show. Whether you were to look at replacing Mike when all this is over, I think that's a definite possibility if he doesn't pull his finger out and start to act like the number 2 voice on the show. But I agree with you that Mike's got to get out of his own way. I mean, actually be a bit more professional, be better. You're not a Minifan anymore. You're on the show with Kirk. So, you know, you should be acting like a number 2, not acting like just a Minifan that gets to go in there every day. Hello, caller.
What's going on, boss?
Not much.
Guess who it is?
Who is it?
Medium Poppy, baby. How we doing?
How are you? I was just saying at the top of the show, we should have talked on Tuesday night. I mean, you are such a riveting, interesting character and bring so much to the show.
We should have, but who's fault is that?
Absolutely.
Anyways, Menners, I have 2 points for you.
Thank you. With your strange voice.
The first point, Menners, is that
The first point, Manners, is So go on.
A lot of people have been giving you like
So
flack for,
go on.
talking about Harry.
Sorry? There's some
Anyways, a lot of people have been talking about saying, you know, they're giving you shit for taking shots at Harry, but you know, my parents always told me to pick on someone my own size, and Harry's like 4 feet tall, so like you're completely fucking, you know, it's a completely fair game to be taking shots at Harry. So you know that's fine in my book. Anyways,
I'm not taking shots at Harry. Harry's a nice kid. I just don't think he needs to be on any KMS content. I mean,
he's
we've all
12
got
years old,
semen. We can all
he's
reproduce.
He's a, you know, pick up people your own size. It's a completely fair game. He's 12, you're 48. It's fair game. You're the same size. I can't discredit you for that. I give you.
The problem is, Pappy. The problem is, in a year he's going to be taller than me. So,
anyways, you ready for point number 2, Manners?
What?
Are you ready for point number 2?
Yeah, but go on. I'm ready for it.
I just want to make sure you're ready. Last time you weren't ready. I called you like 5 or 6 times. You weren't ready. I'm just making sure that you're emotionally in a good space. So,
yeah, I obviously not as emotionally in a good place as I thought I was a couple of days ago because, you know, you're an asshole, but I could have dealt with it much better. And
Manners.
You know, I get emotional because it's been tough, you know, closing businesses and seeing people out of work and, yeah, it's a struggle. And, you know, when someone makes a joke of it like you and thinks it's all a bit of a laugh, then I get upset.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier to get you on something than that. But anyways, you responded horribly. You know, you just responded horribly. You know, if you wanted to fucking like it started.
Oh, you're right. I
snapped.
I jumped down your. You're right. I jumped down your throat. You should have had it.
You responded like Cynthia Dill. So, anyways, you ready for my next point?
No, you've had 2. What's the third one?
All right. So my next point is that I want to let you know that that Big Rick from Madawaska is you know, looking like Mother Teresa compared to you. I mean, every Minifan in the community has rallied behind him and bought food for the community. Everybody in the neighborhood who needed food, you know, we've all rallied behind him. I personally donated money. A lot of my friends donated money. You know, we're all doing everything we can to get people fed in Madawaska, and I just want to let you know that Big Rick from Madawaska is, you know, looking like Mother Teresa.
Very good comparison between Madawaska and Sydney. So yeah, really good comparison. Keep it up. You are your brain is tiny.
Anyways, can I finish with one question for Justin?
No, Justin's busy. He's producing the show.
Are you going to protect Justin, or can I ask him?
No, I'm not protecting Justin at all. If he wants to, but he's producing the show. He's not even on on screen. I mean,
Justin, I just want to say that I really appreciate you. I really appreciate how much you care.
I really
that
appreciate
our
how much you
son is in
care.
a great situation. I have one question.
I got one question for Justin.
Justin, how many Pokemon have you caught today?
Justin.
It's not as many as you'd think.
How many Pokemon?
It's not as many as you'd
How
think.
many Pokeballs? How many Pokemon? We talking?
All right, I
gold,
think
red,
Pappy's had enough,
silver,
Justin.
blue?
Pappy has had enough time on Menace to Midnight. Well, that's what you missed out on Tuesday, the most boring, uninteresting person in the KMS world. So I hope you're happy, Kirk. I hope you're happy, Steve and Mike. I took his call, and he's a fucking drip. All right, hello.
Hey, Matters, how's it going?
Good, who's this?
This is the Kirk Minifan.
Oh, how are you?
Good, I'm good. The reason that you had people, the whole controversy about like you talking about Steve's wife was when I called, and one of your comments, because I was telling you that I like Steve, you mentioned that you would like to see what Steve's wife was saying in the bedroom.
No, I'd like to interview Mrs. Robinson and find out how weird he is. Yeah, but I never said his name. I never said her name or Amy Robinson that works. I never actually doxed her or anything.
You never said her name, but you talked about what she would be saying in the bedroom with Steve. So I said
I want to know. I want to know. I'm sure Steve is into some really weird sex stuff, and I'm sure she could shed a light on that. Pegging, call me Mr. President, role play, Eleanor and FDR. I mean, all that stuff I'm sure is in play in their bedroom. So that's all I wanted to hear. I was joking. Like, I'm not actually going to go and find her. But anyone got her name or number, send it to me, because it's always worth a try. But she can only say no.
No. We're not looking for that. But I think that's where all this stemmed from. Was
of course it does. But
mentioning that. So
he's a fucking lying Let's hear it again. Let's hear Steve lying again.
Whoa, he said your wife's name?
He brought her up on his show.
He did?
Yeah.
See, Steve never corrected Kirk then and said he actually like it's not like anyone's going to go and find his wife now, are they? It's not like I've given clues about her.
Steve was being honest and just said, no, he brought her up on the show.
Kirk asked him a question.
Whoa, he said your wife's name?
He said your wife's name, and he didn't say no or yes. But look, Steve, we all know Steve's just the most comfortable liar. So, I can kind of agree with that. But I know we talked about a yardstick last a couple days ago. Did you get one? No.
Yeah.
But
No.
look, to give you an idea, this is Dale Bear, and so I'm about probably 5 Dale Bears tall, maybe 6 at the most, probably less.
Okay. That's fair. All right,
Thanks.
You're a good man, Manners.
Thanks for the call. Take care.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye. So, thanks for the call. Now, I was talking about the Minna Ladies, and as I said, a very hot show. I wouldn't mind the Minna Ladies having bigger screens on their end and maybe tilting the camera down a bit so we could get some juicier sort of camera angles. I think they were hiding a bit too much. So yeah, that's my one of the notes I've got for them. Hello, caller.
Manners, I just wanted to ask a quick question. When you set the field, how do you go with the slips? 3, 4, 5? Do you use a gully, short mid leg, silly mid off, silly mid on? What are we talking?
I like these cricket questions. I actually don't play cricket anymore, so I don't set fields. But yeah, good question. You know the fielding position. Athleticism, good pair of hands, good catcher. In Australia, we use our hands to catch the ball, unlike in baseball where they use a big glove. So yeah.
All right, well.
Thanks for the call.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye-bye. Yeah, so back to the Minna Ladies, just sort of going through that, as I said, a bit more of a more seductive camera angle, especially for Brandy, Lauren, Tara, even Lindsay. Hello, welcome to the show.
Manners, John from Scranton. What's up?
John from Scranton.
What's
Good
up,
of you to
buddy?
call. I'm good, thank you. Just sitting here in Sydney doing on
How's the weather down
WCX. Beautiful 25 degrees today, sunny, warm. Yeah, that's Celsius. So probably what, 70, 80
Yeah,
Fahrenheit?
we have no idea what that means.
Yeah. So you got a
all right,
question?
So I clearly exposed you as not knowing anything about cricket last episode, so I'm going to change it up. So we're going to do a little something different. We'll steal from our show. We're going to do clout watch. So we'll do give somebody 5 clout, take 5 clout from somebody, and then put somebody on clout watch. I'll hang up and listen. I love you, Manners. Hey, and if you're going to put our logo up, you got to move the camera so we can see it. It's only 2 inches tall.
Yeah, I'll put a better one up for the next show. So you want?
I actually like the little one, but you put the camera in a different spot. Now we can't even see it.
So you want +5 clout, -5 clout, and
then put somebody on the clout watch.
Okay, interesting.
All right, buddy.
Thank you. Well, I do love a good clout call, and I mean, clearly Mike's lost clout points this week. I think he's the most obvious target to lose 5 clout points for his shitty call on Portnoy, and then, well, following on from that horrible Mike and the Minifans. But I'll probably take 5 clout points from Mike. Now, giving points. Now, probably have to give 5 clout points to John Featherston for going on the OG show. He just showed the whole world how much he's been doing. I mean, we all fuck around on the YouTube, but Featherston's actually doing real work out there. So 5 off for Mike, 5 to John Featherston. Clout watch. I'll work on that one, but I think it might be Matt Carano. Hello. Hello,
Yo,
caller.
man.
Yo, welcome to WCXX, coming to you from coast to coast.
What's up? I want to do a couple shout outs if you don't mind.
Okay, go for it.
All right, it's Cameo Blind Mike. I just want to say the Discord. Just heard John, love him. Just want everybody at the Discord love him. I want to say Medium
Discord's
Poppy should be on
fantastic.
much more. Great content. Love that guy.
Oh, on what, the show here?
Pardon?
On this show, Media Poppy should be on more.
Yes, absolutely. It was great.
I mean, you've
taste.
just literally thrown your first point out the window because you've shown yourself to be an idiot. I mean, Medium Puppy is very bad, very bad talent, very bad talent.
I love you. I love Medium Poppy. I think it's a great duo. You guys should do a show together.
Okay, well, not going to happen because I hate him. But yeah, thanks for the suggestion.
Hey, maybe I'll share a Foster's with you someday.
Love to. Although we don't drink Foster's, but anyway, that's just a tourist beer. So back to the Minna ladies. They said they're having trouble keeping up with all the content at the moment because they're at home, and so I can imagine that there's all this YouTube content and podcast is hard to keep up with right now. I know the YouTube views are down. That could be because they keep just putting anything up, so people probably would have some problem with the brand of the KMS YouTube channel. There's a lot of battling shows there that aren't really good. But I like Lindsay's goal. She wants to watch more of the YouTube stuff down the road. They also did mention that I think they're too nice. And yeah, I think we saw a bit more opinion from them in this show. But look, I can't ask them to change because sometimes I think we need their sort of, their wisdom and their sort of good nature because, so many people in the KMS world have black hearts. Do we have a caller?
We do, Manners. It's Quantum Week Chris. How you doing?
Hello, Chris. How are you?
Good, good. So my favorite part of Manners at Midnight is when you talk about which KMS YouTube shows you don't like. And I don't know, maybe this could be a weekly segment or not, but I'd love to hear kind of your 3 worst KMS YouTube shows. And I'll gladly hang up and listen.
Okay, great. Thank you for the call, Chris. So actually, I did get a listener question. Victor sent in pretty much the same question yesterday. He asked me to say my worst 3 YouTube shows from the KMS channel in the last week and the best show of the week. And he also asked me to, a few other things. So let's start with the YouTube show. In the last week, this is not an all-time ranking, but the worst 3 shows, well, there's 2 that you can probably guess. Super Lemon Haze, that is so far the best cure for insomnia on the channel. If you switch on, I mean, I tried to get through a little bit of it this week because, I feel sorry for Eric. But it's just terrible. I mean, it's just terrible, terrible, terrible. Eric just talks and talks and talks like fucking verbal diarrhea. So Super Lemon Haze, Mike and the Minifans, horrible week for them. Just messy, lazy, messy production. So that's and then the third show from this week is the WrestleMania preview with Harry and Kirk. That was an abomination. So they're the 3 probably worst things in the last week. Life Loser Challenge just missed out on getting in the bottom 3. So well done to Latino Kirk. That show's on the up. So yeah, that was my thoughts on the shows, the worst shows. But the best show of the week's got to be the Mincel Intels. Getting Zonka on, who's been a huge supporter of this show and a wonderful person. Getting Zonka on and then getting Lauren Lynn. I mean, they've got good segments. Joe's a good host. So, yeah, I think Mincels are the best and those 3 were the worst. Do we still have a caller? Hello.
Hello. Big fan of the Minute Lady show. I saw that they were going to talk about taking on some guys, which I was kind of interested in. I'd like to see you and Steve on there.
I'd love to be on with them.
Hash it out. Maybe get Medium Poppy on there too. Little menage a trois between the 3 of you guys.
I had to concentrate on the Minute Lady show because they're also hot. Yeah.
But anyways, so my question is, Kevin Garnett. I'm familiar with basketball at all?
No, really.
I hope. So I know you like Andrew Bogut, but Kevin Garnett famously told Carmelo Anthony his wife tasted like Honey Nut Cheerios. What do you think Steve's wife tastes like?
What part of her?
I mean, come on. If you know the story, it's it's cunnilingus. So I'm curious what you think Steve's wife tastes like. That's all.
It's a really good question. It's hard.
Fruit Loops? I don't know.
She could be. I would say quite sour. I would say relatively sour. That would be my first inkling. But who knows? I mean, who knows? Good question though. That's gonna we should ask Steve. I'm sure he'd love to answer that. Hello, caller.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Wonderful. I was curious, who do you think would win in a wrestling match, you or Harry Minahan? I know he's got the height advantage, but I'm wondering if your age and your ferocity like a wombat would kick in and make you take the lead.
I think I might come out of the blocks pretty quickly, but I think Harry's stamina would probably get me in the end. Like, I'd probably have a significant weight advantage, not muscle, of course, fat, but it would still give me a significant advantage over him. But I think he would outlast me because he's young and he wouldn't give up. And if his ending's like his dad, he probably is a bit of a psycho.
All right. Follow-up question to that. Who would be a tag team partner for you, and who do you think he would have for him?
Ooh, who would be my tag team partner? Well, I'd probably go John from Scranton. I love that guy. So he'd, and we're, he's not too big, always sort of drugged out, so he wouldn't feel any pain. He'd be, coked up and ready to go. So yeah, he'd be juiced up and ready for action.
Probably a good option for you.
That's right.
All right. Well, have a good night. Enjoy.
Thanks for the call. Bye. Harry v. Menace, WrestleMania. Can see it coming. So I was just sort of going through the Minute Lady show, and something did annoy me that Lauren and the other Minute Lady said that my shots at Kirk in the last show were half-hearted. Now, I don't know how much fucking more I can say, but I said that Kirk was fucking boring about Cullen. I'm sick of hearing about the Globe. I'm sick of hearing about the Red Sox. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't half-hearted about it at all, Lauren and other ladies, but what can I do? I'm on his channel. I'm not going to sit here fucking abusing him for a minute. So that annoyed me. Of course I was fucking, Anyway, hello, caller.
Yeah, I wanted to see if you could do us a favor and possibly retweet Big Rick. Maybe get some actually people fed and actually do something positive from the hospitality business. You're clearly just being a little bitch. You want to sit in your office and jack off.
You are the worst.
why do you fucking donate some food? Just make it for your community and stop being a little bitch. You're clearly fucking useless. You know, either help Justin catch some Pokemon or fucking make some food for your community. Just, you know, stop talking about Piccolo and fucking Cricket and I don't know, whatever else you do with your time. Just do something fucking useful.
You're the one calling my show. I mean, he's calling me fucking useless. He's the one wasting his time calling into a show on YouTube. So yeah, anyway. That's Medium Pappy again showing himself to be the biggest douche. And this is a guy that Kirk sided with. I mean, Kirk, you sided with this fucking idiot. I mean, what is wrong with you? You know, where is your brain gone, Mr. Minahan? You sided with Medium Pappy. I mean, is that how far we're instead of taking shots at me and coming back at me about some of my suggestions about the show, you take Medium Pappy's fucking side? I mean, really, what a sort of gutless piece of shit act that was. Anyway, hello, caller.
What's going on, Menners? I'm from the South, and you know,
Do you want me to speak slower?
Prank phone calls.
Sorry, go on. Do I need to speak slower?
No, I can hear you just fine.
Just
Trust me.
checking.
But we struggle to get prank phone calls cranked out of like Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Do you think you could enter the prank calling game for us and help us out down here?
No, I'm not into prank calls. It's just not my go. I'm afraid.
I mean, you have the fire and the angriness to really.
I mean, I
rattle
would
off a good
if you
prank call.
gave me some southern radio stations to call, I would try, but it's going to be hard because you're going to see that it's an international number.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
didn't
am
take that into
keen though.
account.
I am keen though on a cricket call on the radio, which I do during the cricket season here, to put in a KMS reference, like, you know, look out for up and coming batsman Matt Carano or something. So I'm trying to get that in, but I haven't done any radio spots recently, so I haven't been able to use any of that yet.
Well, there's plenty of idiots down here you can take advantage of. Just think about it.
All right. Well, I love the South. Thank you. I was supposed to go to Dallas in August this year for a podcast conference. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen because of the Chinese flu. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Yeah, I was a line cook in your restaurant, and I'm just wondering, you know, why you gave up on us so easily.
Oh, wow. You don't sound like any of the line cooks from my restaurant. Thanks for the call, though.
Well, I'm nutritionally deprived, and I'm fucking.
Justin, can you hang up now?
It's just been really tough, but I'm just curious when my boss is talking about Piccolo and cricket all day.
Hello.
Manners, what's up?
Hey, who's this?
This is Joe. I got a question. What did you think about the QAnon conspiracy show a couple days ago? Did you like it? Did you think it was entertaining? That's my thoughts. Because I don't know how much I believe on all that, you know, conspiracy stuff, but it was at least very intriguing.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I got to say, I just couldn't do it. And I'm sure it's a good show. I'm sure they do a good effort, but I just could not. I mean, yeah, it's just not for me, that sort of show. So I'm just giving that a complete miss. So I guess it didn't even qualify for the bottom 3 shows of the week because I didn't see it. But yeah, would you put it in your bottom 3 shows of the week, or was it okay?
No, I thought it was okay. I definitely think the Moon Ladies were worse. Super Lemon Haze obviously is horrible. And
Thank you.
then I thought that I thought that the Life Loser Challenge is just unbelievably boring. So
Yeah, it is boring. I mean, if I could have given 4 worst 4 shows of the week, Life Loser would have been in there. It's just as I said, you know, if you're struggling to sleep at the end of this live broadcast, put on Super Lemon Haze or Life Loser and you'll be out like a light. I can guarantee.
What's up with your shirt?
Nothing. It's a Red Sox shirt. I mean, we're all just joking around, aren't we? I mean, you know, we're all just joking around. Kirk's making jokes about my restaurant, all that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's still a bit of a laugh. You know, Red Sox, what did they ever do? Sam Kennedy, he's just fucking around with Kirk. It's all a bit of a laugh. So, you know, Kirk can make jokes about my restaurant, people leaving bad reviews. I mean, it's funny.
Is the Justin? Did you ever give a public comment on, you know, because I know you tried to call in, but they hung up on you. Did you ever give a public comment or response to what Kirk said to you and told you to shut up after?
Okay, listen to you. Good question. Listen to this.
If you're not worried about it, go fucking donate money or go spend your time with a real fucking cause. Now you're gonna act like it's a big. It's fucked. It's so fucked. Fuck, the medium Poppy is calling Menners.
Jump in for a second, Justin. I just want to talk to you for a sec. Well, you can stay on too, caller. Justin's probably
Thank
just putting his
Sure
fingers
thing.
away.
What's up?
Just jump in for a sec. Or is he cock out
Yep,
as
I'm
usual?
here.
I can't see you.
Oh, well, you want to see me? I was just going to have me. There you go.
Yeah, I just wanted to. So, you know, I was obviously one of the things I need to get better at in this show is when you say something stupid, Justin, calling you out on it.
Yep.
In the first two shows, you know, that and then jerking off on the chicken patty, I've let you get away with it.
Okay.
So I need to listen to you better. But despite what they say, you are number 2 on the show. Like, you're the number 2. You're the only person on the show with me. So don't let them put you down. You're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, you're the number 2 on this show. You're my co-host when there's no calls, and you deserve it. So yeah, you're a star on the rise. I should give you 5 clout points.
And just to answer that caller's question, what I did was I just.
Hey, Justin, was that nice that Menners just licked your balls for 5 minutes? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sure. I mean, to answer the caller's question, what I did afterwards was I messaged Menners and I said, hey, just so you know, we're taking every single call from now on. And then he responded, okay. So that's it. I'm going to back out now.
But I'm your boss, Justin. Not
Hey, Justin.
Oh, hello. He can hear you.
Hey, what's going on, you muppet?
What's up?
Hey, this show is just out of hand. I'll tell you one thing.
This is out of hand.
This Mad Menners? Who is this bloke?
Who is this bloke?
Is he from down south, or like, does he even know the boys down under?
Don't even know what that was. But no, I am from down south, a long way south. Let me get. I want to finish on the Minna ladies, so the callers can stay on the line. Tara said to me that I'm a little feisty one, and boy, is she right. I am very feisty, Tara. So you got that one right. And then they continued the face feed body debate that started on this show a couple of days ago. And look, it's clear Brandy and I think it was Brandy and Lindsay are pretty much into, like, they love the Channing Tatum body. So they were sort of 50-50 face or body. We sort of came to the conclusion that a face lasts longer than a body on the last show. But I've been thinking a lot about this. But I'd like to ask the Minna ladies, where are they on nipple piercings? I've got one of my nipple pierced. So I want to know what's their thoughts on men having body parts pierced. So if you could get back to me on that one, that'd be great. Maybe on your next show. Yeah. Hello, caller.
Hey, Menners, what's up, buddy? This is Stank the Tank from Tennessee. How you doing?
Man, you're a regular caller.
That's because I love you, buddy. Hey,
good.
Tell me if you've ever heard this joke before. What's the opposite of Christopher Reeve?
What?
Christopher Walken.
It's a good one. I like it.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Good call. See, that's what this late night show should be about. This is a forum for fans. It's not for me to rant and rave and get angry at people. It's a good, fun KMS outlet, you know, when most of the Minna fans are asleep. This is where, you know, we can all go a bit wild. So I got a really good question from Lauren Lynn, which I'll answer after this call. Sorry, Kirk. Hello. Hello, Pappy. Hello, Dad. Hello. All right. So Lauren Lynn asked an interesting question of if I could do a Minifan draft and pair Minifans together for YouTube shows, who would I put together? And so I spent a lot of time thinking about this, like 5 minutes, and I've come up with some really good combinations. So I think Eric from Super Lemon Haze and
Show the
Harry.
nipple ring. Show
Hello.
the nipple ring.
No, it's not that kind of show.
Show it.
I'll only show it if the Minna ladies are around. So Eric and Harry, Eric from Super Lemon Haze and Harry Minahan, I think would do a really good podcast. I think that those two would kind of gel on an intellectual level. So those two. And then the other obvious combination following on from today's show is Matt Carano and Blind Mike. I think those two boys would do a lovely, happy, flamboyant show together. So I think Matt Carano and Blind Mike. Then I've got Kirk and Cockhead Chris from Quantum Creep. I think Kirk and Cockhead Chris talking about movies would be a really interesting show. And I'm actually serious. Chris knows a lot about movies, and so does Kirk. So I think those two would have a much better conversation on movies than, say, Kirk with anyone else. Kirk and Quantum Cockhead Chris on movies. I think DEC and Any Woman Under 35 would be a good podcast, just because of the creep factor that DEC brings to any podcast. I mean, you can imagine DEC doing a podcast with a young woman that was very attractive. I mean, it would just be absolute Creepsville. So I think DEC and Any Woman Under 35. And then I would like any of the mini ladies and me to do a show together. I think that'd be a good combination. And finally, I'd love to see MHB and Steve Robinson do a show, because I think MHB, I think he could really fuck over Steve if he wanted to. So MHB and Steve Robinson will be a great combo. So that's my Minifan couples draft. I'd love to hear all of your ideas. It was a good question by Lauren. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, mate.
Hello?
G'day.
Hey, what's going on, mate? Yeah, what respectable female would go on your podcast? I mean, you really think you want to be seen with this fucking 5-foot mucker here, mad manners? I really think not.
Justin, turn it up. Well, I mean, that's not a question, it's a statement. I mean, I don't know if the mini ladies want to come on with me. I imagine they do. I mean, it would be quite a good time. Now, let's go through. I've got lots of listener questions. Justin, you can turn off the calls now. Thanks for all those that called in. Got a lot of questions from the listeners that were tweeted in over the last few days that I want to get to. All right, so I like this one from... this is continuing from Victor. Rank the best and worst sidekicks of Kirk. And then he's given like Blind Mike, Mutt, Rima, Tomasi, Trenny, all of them. I mean, I'm not going to rank them all now. I actually should think about this for another show, but easily the best sidekick for Kirk was Jerry Callahan. I think he was the best, support for Kirk. So Jerry was the best sidekick. But I did like Tomasi, because he used to annoy Kirk, so there was a good dynamic there. I really liked Evan Drelich, although he was kind of a bit whiny and annoying sometimes. I did like the fact that he was quite smart and he could challenge Kirk intellectually. So I think that made for an interesting dynamic. I found Mutt and Kirk to be very fun, but sometimes it just got a bit repetitive, because Mutt sometimes doesn't bring a lot to the table. So it was just Kirk shitting on Mutt the whole time. So that was kind of the sidekicks. And then Victor asked, what is the most boring segment of Kirk's show now or on the KMS show? Well, it's pretty obvious what the worst segment on the KMS show it is. It's when Simple Steve opens his mouth on just about anything, but especially politics. Nothing like Steve Robinson to destroy a podcast with his boring takes on politics. So yeah, that's the worst part of Kirk's show. Governed by Fear, I'm going to do it because I like you. But he said, Manners, how annoying is it when idiot Americans ask you to say things like, "G'day, mate," or "Crikey"? Obviously, he wanted me to say that, so I did. Thank you, Governed by Fear, for sending that in. Barstool Advisor, the guy with the funny accent from the Discord voice chat, has asked me, how did the peace voice chat go, the peace summit in Discord go yesterday with Meaty and Pappy? And clearly it hasn't gone well because we're still fighting. But it was good. There was lots of people in the Discord voice yesterday, hundreds. It felt like hundreds anyway. So that was fun. I thought BA did an okay job moderating it, at least. Someone had a go at it. And then KMS Discord quotes said that I was 5'6". I never said that. I'm 5'3.6". When you're when you're my height, you add on every number you can. I'm 5.368 actually, 5.368. So you round it up to 6 foot easily. I mean, really, it's obvious. So that's what I tell everyone, just under 6 foot. Good questions from Barstool Advisor. Now, I put out top 3 burger joints on the last show. Kirk said I was a short, fat version of Dale Arnold. I mean, that's ironic because they just did a fucking parody show today talking about pizza. Anyway, whatever. But I got some replies about different burger places. Hunting Panora says his top 5 burgers are Whataburger, Shake Shack. Sorry, his top 4. Whataburger, Shake Shack, Five Guys, and Portillo's. Never heard of Portillo's. Also, Whataburger and Burger King got a few mentions in the thing. I remember. Yeah, anyway, we're not going to go do burger talk. I did have a burger last night for dinner, though. It must have been on my mind. I've got from Losing the Minifat. Can I play Kylie Minogue's Can't Get You Out of My Head and dedicate it to Mikey B and Matt Carano? Fortunately, I can't play any music because last time we tried to put some music on this show, got taken down. So yeah, we can't be putting any music. But that was the strangest thing about the WCXX parody show that Kirk did, and I've got to say it was fantastic. He's a genius. I mean, that's what makes him the greatest of all time. That he can come in and just do something like that out of the blue, and yeah, just fantastic. I enjoyed it, but I did find the songs during the podcast very weird. I never heard any of the music, but it was just very strange to have music in the middle of the podcast. They get it though, but I did forward the music. But yeah, I just love that from Kirk and Mike doing the parody stuff. So yeah, now from Joe Hennessy. Well, he's raised a very interesting question here about, and I'd love to hear from the viewers about this, about why is Kirk all of a sudden taking calls all the time? Because when he started the podcast, he said one of the good things was that he didn't have to take calls and talk to idiot fans. Now, Joe Hennessy sent this and he's asked if the reason he's taking calls now is because he gets very little support from Blind Mike and Simple Steve. And does he need the calls to beef up the content because he's not getting much from Mike and Steve? And I mean, I don't think that's it, to be honest. I think the main reason he's taking calls is they can't get any guests on. So, I'm having more success getting guests on my podcast than Kirk's having success getting people on his show. I mean, I can ask Ike if he wants to go on Kirk's show. I'll probably say no because do what everyone else does. Just Google Kirk's name and all the headlines will come up. So I think that because of the fact that no one will go on the show with Kirk, that's meant that he has to find other areas of content. And one of them is taking calls. Obviously, at the moment with the COVID-19 crisis, then not only is he not being able to do interviews, which is funny because everyone's at home. You'd think some people would agree to go on a podcast with him. I guess when you Google Kirk Minahan, the headlines must be pretty ferocious. But I guess now with not much news, not much happening, then getting calls is a way of filling up a bit of time. And, obviously Mike's not going to bring much to the table. So, yeah, I think that's the main reasons he's taking more calls. I do think, yeah, it's got to do with not having guests. And I enjoy the calls. I think it's amazing that it's not a live show and yet every day he's getting a stack of calls. It's a shame it's on so late. They're recording Australian time. I'd like to call in one time. Now we're coming up to the hour. It's almost midnight. It's almost the end of the show. All right. Well, I've got my Kirk thought for the day. I'm going to end it. I've got 2 bits of advice I've got two bits of advice for Kirk. Firstly, the Stallone movie night idea is a great one. I'm a big Sly Stallone fan, and they are perfect fodder for a viewing because you can sort of half watch, you can have fun. So I'm a big one on Sly Stallone. And my other Kirk thought for the day is now, if say, I was the person that was the head of a very important podcast and I knew nothing about how a podcast is made, or I knew nothing about computers, I personally would find that quite embarrassing if, say, my name was on a podcast and then I, didn't know the most simple stuff when it came to, plugging in mics or even doing the sort of toddler stuff. If I can't even work a computer like a toddler, then if I was reading half a book a night, I would think one week I would find a book on how to make podcasts, like Podcasting for Dummies or Computers for Dummies, and maybe read up on that so that you didn't look like such an idiot in an industry that you're part of. So that's my thoughts for the day. We are running out of time, so thanks for watching WCXX at Night. I've been your host, Mad Manners. Thoughts and prayers to Ellie Schnitt, Kirk's daughter, who had her appendix out in a hospital in New York over the last couple of days. So, Ellie, you better lock your door because DEC will be coming very soon for a visit.